Hey everyone, this is John Paul Cokes. Thanks for checking out this tutorial. This is my second one. I'm going to show you how I created this guy right here. I'm not going to do it in real time. I'm just going to show you in steps just because my computer's really slow. So here we go. I started off, let me just show you what I do with the background. Do a little gradient there, gradient right here just with a brush, and then just kind of like a spotlight right there. First thing I like to do is get a lot of references. Now, you don't always have to do this, but I just feel like it helps me out a lot, just being able to see these things. As you can see, taking pictures of myself, gadgets and stuff, and I had some steampunk reference because I thought I wanted to take it into a steampunk direction, but I decided not to. So, here's the first sketch. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I thought maybe I'd have a jean jacket. Oh, so this is for a contest, actually. This is for a contest. The prompt was Time Enforcer. So at first I thought instead of doing like this really sci-fi looking guy, I thought kind of make it kind of quirky, weird, and I decided maybe have some rain boots, jeans, jean jacket, a tie, and then some holographic device. But things started to change. I kind of made his outfit a little bit more sci-fi. I kept the jacket, kept the tie, gave him an axe. Something about the mustache reminded me of Axe Cop, so I thought that was cool. But then I got rid of the axe, gave him a baton. You can see it's just evolving. From there, this was kind of the holographic device, before I kind of finalized everything. So I was just testing out to see what it would look like. From here, once I got to this point, what I did was just kind of lower my opacity and start drawing on top with a black line. I like starting off with a white line for some reason. I feel like when I go over top with black lines, it's just easier to see. From here, I think I've kind of adjusted his legs because I felt like he was too tall. I think that from the difference between those two, I fixed the foot here. It was just kind of too straight, and I wanted to see a little bit more of the top. Everything's slowing down. Okay, so here is the real line that I stuck with. I shortened his legs a little bit, and the next step after that is underneath that line layer you want to kind of fill it in with just some local color, just flat color. Usually the way I go about that is I will fill it in with just some white. And wow, this is really slowing down. I will usually fill it in with like white, the whole character, and make it nice and clean. And in the way I go about filling in the different pieces, I'll hit Shift Command N and hit Use Previous Layer to create clipping mask, and then that will allow me to kind of fill in certain sections without going outside of that area. So the first job is fill in the character completely, then start worrying about different sections of the body. Okay, so get rid of that. And get rid of that. So we have that, and the next step is to start shading now that we've kind of colored in everything. So what I did was I took this layer, this flat color layer, and I duplicate it. Try that again. Duplicate it. Okay, great. And then I'll hit Command U, and I will take the lightness to 60, the saturation to 30, and the hue to like maybe -4. And then I will add a layer mask, this little button down here. Get a good brush, just something very basic, a soft airbrush that's kind of has a like not a very solid one, but just like the more you push down, the more opaque it is. So hit black, get some black in there, and then as I start to paint the black inside the layer mask, make sure the layer mask is highlighted. Make sure you're not over here, but in here. I'm applying light, and and I just do something very broad. My computer's really slow. I'm really sorry. It's just not able to really handle this screen recording and paint Photoshop at the same time. So that's why I'm showing you in steps. So anyways, that's the idea. You're just kind of painting the light on in general areas. And so this was kind of the first step right here. It's just this one. It was just kind of broad. I wasn't worried about the little detail in here or right here. I just wanted to get a broad idea of where this was going, and so this didn't take too long. And then I went in and started worrying about the details. And what's great is that if you make a mistake, you don't have to erase it. You just take some white and fill in your mistake. Let me save that real quick. Alright, so once I've kind of gotten some good shading going, I will then take that bottom base layer, which one is this? Is our old one. I'm going to get rid of that real quick. Sorry. So, bottom base layer, your new shaded layer, and your line layer, and you're going to copy all of those, duplicate them, and bring them up. They'll just kind of jump to the top. And go ahead and just merge them with Command E, and then just kind of turn off the other ones. So now you have a kind of complete character, not fully completed, but he has the local color, he has the shading, he has the line, all merged into one layer. And from there, it's really just going in. I use this brush right here that I kind of put together. It's kind of like a paintbrush, and I make sure it tilts with my hand and everything. I like it a lot. From there, it's really just kind of cleaning it up, getting rid of some of the dirty lines or erasing the edges and stuff like that. So from there, this is what I basically did. It was just kind of clean up the edges, adding some highlights. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really did. I didn't really worry too much about texture too much. I was fine with not going too far with this design. So next, I added some rim light. This is, to get this effect, you double click on the layer, and these two will be checked. You uncheck them and then put your blend mode to color dodge. Just cancel that out. And with this brush, I just took like maybe an orange, somewhere around there, and just lightly started painting in areas as if the light's coming from this direction, all the way down his body, and I just duplicated that layer to make it pop just a little bit more. The next thing, okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. The clock, his hologram clock. Alright. Okay, so this guy is going to have a holographic clock. So the first thing I did was design it first, just very flat, in different layers. So the gears, the outside of the watch, and I know to design it this way because of all the reference photos I got. And then some numbers. Once I did that, turn that off, close that. I made a duplicate and just flipped it around because it's supposed to be facing him. Flipped it around, made it a little bit smaller, made it fit in the area that it should. Once I did that, I wanted to make it look like a hologram, so I added a Gaussian blur. Basically, I kind of duplicated it 3 times. So one for the glow, and this one is at normal, and I just blurred it out with opacity 100. For the blur, still normal, opacity 100. Hologram section, I turned it to color dodge at 30%, and then another one on top at 100% color dodge. So color dodge, normal, normal. The trick to this, to make it look, I got that idea from this one guy. Let me just click on this guy right here, blog design nocturne, and he will go through how to kind of create a pattern. That way you can achieve that kind of holographic Star Wars look. So I'm not going to go into how I did that, but it's really easy, really not hard at all. You're just creating a pattern in a 1 pixel by 10 pixel canvas, and then you create that pattern, and then you can apply it to your layer mask. And what that does is just kind of throw in some divides, and that's really it. It's really cool. So once I created that, I merged them down, and I created another. Oh, wow, this is so wonky. Stop it. Okay, I created another one that I would use to tilt. Turn that off. So once I created the holographic look and everything, I kind of I took all those layers, duplicated them, merged them so that I had one to play with. Just in case I got this wrong, I can go back and do it again. And for this, I just tilted it so it's kind of facing the guy more, and then duplicated that, and then just added a radial blur so it just looks like it's being projected from his forearm. Alright, and then I added, that's not what I want. Oh, yeah. So because I had this hologram, I added a layer to him that was called clock light, where basically I took this clock and Gaussian blurred to maybe 100 pixels and just made it really spread out. And I added a layer mask and just erased the areas where I didn't want the light to be. But I wanted it to be kind of underlighting him. So that's just that. And that's pretty much it. I hope this helped you out, and I'm sorry about my slow computer, but yeah, take care.